Hi, and welcome to Camille's Country Corner. I am Camille, and on today's episode we will be making beef tips with gravy and some mashed potatoes. Let me show you what you will need. It's an easy recipe. Let's get started, but first make sure you subscribe if you have not yet and hit that like button. All right, let me show you what you're going to need. For this recipe, you will need some beef tips, fresh mushrooms, onion and garlic, some Worcestershire, of course some potatoes, butter, and we will need some beef bouillon and, well, actually you need beef broth, but since I don't have that, we're going to use the bouillon today. And all of the other things that you will need to make the mashed potatoes, and I'll show you that as we make those. All right, to this pan we've got the butter melting. I'm just going to cook the onions and the garlic for about a minute. I've got about 8 ounces of just sliced white mushrooms. You can use canned here if you don't have fresh mushrooms. Let those cook down for a minute. I'm going to add a little bit of olive oil here. I had half a stick of butter. All right, now that the mushrooms and onions are done, I'm going to remove them. A little bit won't hurt. Leave a few in there. Okay. Now we're going to cook our beef tips. You can use chuck roast here. You would just have to cook that a little bit longer because that's a tougher cut of meat. And I've got 1 pound of steak tips here. Some of these pieces are a little big, so I am just cutting them down a little. Okay, I'm going to turn that down to a medium because it is now spattering all over the place. I love those kitchen shears. They cut everything. And I got those from QVC. I can link that below. And salt and pepper. I believe these beef tips are a sirloin, so it won't take as long to cook these. Pretty much just want to brown them. All right, what I'm going to do now is add my flour. I've got about 1/3 cup of flour. We're just going to cook that raw flour taste out. We also have some green beans from the garden, and I've added a little bit of bacon to them. I am going to add about a tablespoon, maybe a little bit more of Worcestershire sauce. And now I'm going to add my beef broth. I've got 2 cups here. And I'm going to add that slowly so it thickens. Turn that back up a little. There it goes. Now I'm going to add back in my mushrooms. And my onion. We're going to just let that thicken and cook in the gravy. As the gravy heats back up, it will thicken because this is a roux and it needs to come to full temperature and boil to get it to the gravy consistency. All right, let's taste this for seasonings. See if it needs anything. It's perfect. All right, I'm going to turn this off. We're going to just let this sit until our mashed potatoes are done. And I'll bring you back and show you how I make mashed potatoes. All right, now that our potatoes are done, I've got 2 tablespoons of margarine, or I'm sorry, not margarine, I don't ever use margarine, butter. We're just gonna use our potato masher here. I don't remember the last time I even used margarine in my house. Not that there's anything wrong with it, I just don't prefer it. I think you're a little bit healthier with butter because you know what goes in there. But not that these potatoes are going to be anything but healthy. All right, let me grab a spoon. I am adding some sour cream. Probably about 2 tablespoons, maybe a 1/4 cup. Just a little bit of salt, a little bit of pepper, and a splash of milk. These are very creamy potatoes. We're not huge mashed potato people in this house, just my daughter, but she is not here. All right, everything is finished. Let me show you. This is what it looks like when it's all done. Let's make a plate. All right, friends, we've made a plate. Let's give this a try. These beef tips are so tender. Mashed potatoes are creamy. And of course, green beans. Always great when they're fresh. All right, guys. I'm going to go have my dinner. I hope you make this for yours. And I'm sure glad that you stopped here today. If you haven't yet, please hit that subscribe button, hit the like, and we will catch you on the next one. Thanks for coming.